Hi, I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Meaghan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running. And this week is special because we just got back from partying our butts off and having a good time learning about
working.
Yeah, working. But it's kind of like our Mardi Gras. It's like it's got everything from new products that we get to check out, and then there's social activities where we get to mingle with industry people and do stuff.
I threw some beads at Thomas.
Yeah, you definitely did, but I did show you some stuff.
You did. And I'll throw those beads all day.
Yeah. I mean, where do we even start this week? Because I'd love to kind of give a rundown of what Trey is. For those of you listening who don't know what it is, it's the running event. It's an industry event that used to be that all the vendors would come and find out, like if you have a local running store, they would come to this, find out what shoes were going to be coming out, and place their orders. Mm-hmm. But now with the modern technology, Robbie, what do? They've already seen half the
because the vendors.
Yeah, but they still do that.
They still do write their orders and stuff, but I think it's not like it used to be. That's where you saw the new stuff,
right?
And between
because what did you get before, sites, like a black and white magazine or something?
Yeah, you had a duffel bag full of shoes. But now it's become more of a social networking kind of like seeing people and touching actually physical product and seeing what's coming out. And it's a great place to see where the trends are because you see all the shoe companies all in one spot.
Mm-hmm. Except for Nike and Adidas.
Yeah.
They're too cool for school.
Yeah.
It was a crazy week for sure. Probably the most tired I've been in a long time.
That was harder to recover from that than any marathon I've ever run. Like by far.
So we landed in Austin on last Tuesday, mm-hmm. and we were picked up by a Trey's
like marketing guy.
Yeah, and
who looks awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I mean he looks just like Kenny Powers.
Yeah, I think they call him Freight Train.
Griffin.
Well, his name's
Griffin.
But on all the Instagram posts they call him Freight Train.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, why didn't you tell me?
He showed up with a pickup truck,
Tacoma,
and
which
lemon towels.
Scented towels.
I forgot about that. It was like warm towels. Like he literally had them in a.
And then you guys didn't get this because you were in the back, but he had
Altoids,
but also bubbly water, but that required like a can opener. So he had all of that laid out for us.
I could have used that after that flight. Yeah. So there's a Tacoma which has 5 seats even with the extended cab, and we were like, we need more seats because there's 5 of us plus him.
I don't know. I was excited when I found out the prospect.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I was like, we're in Texas. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, so Robbie and I hopped in the back flatbed.
Just, right in the bed.
It was
with
amazing.
all our luggage, too. It was awesome.
Oh, wait, you guys weren't... Oh, you were on the run. We found out that was not legal.
Oh.
I swear. Dude, I'm looking it up right now. There's no way riding in the back of a pickup truck is illegal in Texas.
It sounds legal.
Let me tell you something.
Maybe in Austin.
It was amazing because we got there. It was 70, clear skies. That like it was laying in the back of this on our luggage in the back of this truck, just getting sunshine, and
especially coming from 30 degrees and cold Baltimore.
Yeah, it's not that long of a trip from the airport to the hotel either.
Okay, so apparently you're right. It's not legal to ride in the back, but according to the Ross and Scalise law firm, it looks like you won't get a fine or a ticket, but if something would happen in an accident,
if an accident, we went flying out of the truck bed, he's in trouble.
He's not working for a trade anymore.
Oh boy! Well, that was great. We got there, starting off the week right, doing illegal activities, and we rolled in Tuesday night. We went to the Diodora party, and schmoozed. I mean, Meg, you got to meet Drew Whitcomb from Wear Testers. I mean, we talked to everybody. Runner's Mind was there. I talked to them for a while.
Tommy Runs was there.
Alex from Diodora was there. There were some Olympians there.
Yeah, there was just a lot of cool looking people.
Yeah, it was the funkiest party of the entire tray. Like it was hipster heaven.
For sure. And but we kept it chill that night. We didn't go, be to the wall. I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
I feel like Thomas and I might have been drinking more than you. That
I think
night,
so. I
for
only
sure.
had like 2 beers that night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway.
because you had Lone Stars,
Yeah.
like some Lone Star pounders at that.
Oh, that's right. Because
that
we met
other
up with
place.
the A16 before we went over,
Yeah.
and I did. They were going down smooth,
It had Via 313 pizza, which is super legit.
and then we made it through the night, and Wednesday we made our debut in the white suits, which I think we were all a little nervous.
I'm still nervous about it. I don't even know if it was a good idea, but
And we went into the convention, and we were very visible, and we had a great time. We immediately met with New Balance. I mean, we saw our Puma. We came in and met with. We went over to New Balance, talked with them. I mean, Kraft.
yeah.
Who else did we get that day? I know we went over to Rourke running. Ultra.
Yeah.
Was that Wednesday? Yeah.
It's all mixing together.
Yeah.
Hoka.
Well, let's just talk about, so we have to do the schedule, but let's just talk about our favorite shoes that we saw maybe.
All right.
Who's hot? Who's not?
I mean, probably overall, like I'm going for depth, not just one shoe. I would say in depth, New Balance had the most new product to look at. I mean, we looked at the Rebel V3. We looked at the new Super Comp, which is going to replace the RC Elite. We looked at the Super Comp Trainer, which is going to replace the TC. So all those are people that are, where's the TC? Where's the TC? It's coming back in a new form.
Super Comp Pacer.
Yeah.
Which is like a faster shoe.
Yeah, low stack, plated, fast, like kind of traditional looking, what I would call a traditional looking flat.
Like a 14. The 14.
Yeah, the 1400.
The More V4.
More V4. Well, yeah, the More V4. I thought you said a different number that we also did see. But
Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say it.
I mean, we could say it. We saw the More V5. Meaghan got to jog around in it a little bit.
Oh, I did see that.
Yeah. And all the fresh foam stuff. So there's updates to all like 1080. There was
880.
Yeah.
Hero Trail.
No, it was the Super Comp 23. That's the one I was
For
jogging
was?
around in. Yeah.
Oh, was
Okay.
it? Wow.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Yeah. And so to me, they had the biggest depth. From there, I think it went Saucony and Asics as far as new product to see.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see Brooks because like our meeting got switched up in the last minute or something. We just never got there.
I walked over though and checked out all the stuff they had.
Nothing out there was exciting, but I'm sure maybe they would have had a bag.
They were huge into nitro.
Hyperion Elite 3 was there, right? But that was just like yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't look too crazy.
Yeah. It all their stuff still looks very Brooks.
The biggest trend across all of the brands, I think we would agree, is more stack.
More cush.
And lighter, cushier foams.
Yeah.
I mean, even New Balance with the Super Comp is like going past the rule.
50 millimeter stack.
Yeah. But that's not the racing one. That's the one that's replaced the TZ.
Yeah, the trainer.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, depending on how it runs, that might be, if you're not going to the Olympics and you're not doing something, it might be the type of shoe that you want to run your marathon, even if it's not.
Yeah, cheat it.
You know, I don't know if is it cheating? Because like
no one cares.
Yeah.
Unless you're winning.
Yeah. If you're running low threes to, high twos, nobody's going to care.
Like the Puma Fast R, Meg's been running it, so it seems
I
like
ran
it's a
it
cool
this
shoe.
morning.
Yeah, do you still like it?
I do. I initially said it reminded me a bit of the Alpha Fly because that like decoupling and like the two parts gave you that pop on the toe. But I actually think it reminds me, like talking about like the feeling underfoot, like the foam and the stack, more like the Pro. So the foam's like not quite as high and not as
the Saucony Pro.
Yeah, the Saucony Pro. Like it's more aligned with that shoe, I think.
Okay.
In terms of like pop and like
I also
landing.
wondered, today was a chilly morning.
It was very cold.
So I'm wondering if it had any effect on any of the
EVA.
foams and stuff changed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that could be cool.
Well,
But yeah, Puma has a new women's shoe coming out, the XX. So if you listened to last week's podcast, you know about that. I don't know, like for that first day and stuff. I mean, then if I'm thinking about lineups, it's Saucony with updates to the ride, the guide, the new shoe. which the Tempest.
Yeah, the Tempest, which is like a stability type shoe, has a frame around it.
It is. It's replacing their
The Hurricane.
Yeah, the Hurricane. So it does have stability, but it looks like they did it in a smart way.
Do you know why we didn't review the Freedom last year? I can't figure that out.
They didn't send it to us.
No, we did, but I think we just sent it to Nick.
Oh, then Nick didn't write it.
No, he did. He wrote the
did?
review. Yeah, but no, why we didn't get it? Did I just think the Freedom was not?
The Freedom has never been a shoe that I've enjoyed. It when it first
It always
came
felt
out,
bottom heavy.
But
it was super bottom heavy.
I guess maybe I didn't know this too when it was seated, but the midsole was all power on PB last year.
Right. They keep it. The Freedom has been where they put the good foams. And what was weird about it is the first one that came out, that's when they used to have that heavy, like boost like foam.
Right.
And so it just was slappy. It was just like a slab.
Yeah.
So it's not one that we've typically been excited about. So I don't know why
we didn't.
That. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get seated.
I think that's wise because, well, I did the seating. So
Okay.
I was like, no one ever cares about this.
I'm pretty sure we turned it down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a good shoe. Maybe it was the best shoe. Of
I gotta
2022.
say, the Saucony Endorphin line, the new colorways, like that pink and all white, I'm really digging them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything looked pretty good. Their lineup looked great. If you're a fan of the Shift, they did a very nice update on the Shift to kind of make it look more like a running shoe. And actually, I was kind of like, I'd be interested in getting my feet in those.
And we're expecting those all spring of 22, or is that fall of 22?
I think the Endorphin they
No,
pushed
July.
back.
It was July.
Yeah.
Okay, so summer.
Yeah, so it goes Endorphin Pro. It basically goes down the line, a month apart from each other.
Okay.
Pro is Speed, Shift, and then the trail shoe, which is the Endorphin Edge, which is basically what we were hoping the Endorphin Trail would have been last year. It has carbon plate, that power on PB, like
It's
looks
lighter.
pretty sweet.
It didn't seem as heavy and bulky.
No, it's like 9 ounces or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that should be good. They had some good product. I mean, nothing was too surprising.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've kind of seen some of the things before or knew about them. So it was like nothing was pulled out of the back room that looked crazy. I mean, Hoka.
We did get to see some backroom stuff.
Yeah, but even that we knew was
I do
coming.
think
Yeah.
it's interesting what Hoka's doing and moving into some of the new foams. It does feel like a dipping a toe in right now. It doesn't feel like a overhaul of what they're doing.
Yeah, but at least they're doing something different.
Yeah.
Than just the regular EVA. Although we got the Hoka Kawana in, which is they said it's supposed to be like a crossover, like gym
Right.
shoe.
Yeah.
I know that you want me to. I don't see myself putting in the full mileage for a review on it. There's no reason. Like, I know what the shoe is.
I mean, and I told you that I did a 16-mile run at the other day.
Yeah, that's wild. I did
I
a
wanted to die.
7, I think.
Yeah, I've got 7.
I don't hate it like Thomas does, but it's not for me.
It kind of reminds me of like the Brooks launch or something that got really bad the last couple of years.
You don't get the Hoka experience is what I think the problem is. It doesn't feel like a Hoka. It looks like a Hoka, but it doesn't have a soft underfoot.
The upper's really nice on
Upper
it.
is great,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't provide, like, if you're buying a Hoka, you're looking for that comfort, softer,
it's just
and
a
this
normal
is just, I don't mind firm if it's flexible. I know people tend to think that I have a problem with like overly firm shoes, but when it's blocky firm, like when you land and you just feel like
One slab.
flat,
Yep.
it does feel somewhat light on the foot, so it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Overall, I just feel like they're expanding the line, and it's like, where can you go? Well, we've got soft cushion, we've got this. Here's a shoe you could take to the gym, and
I can't
it will
remember.
be stable enough for you to do squats in or
I
something.
can't remember how much it is, but if it's over $120.
I thought it was 130.
I think you're right.
I mean, it was great seeing all the shoes, and that's what we're there for. We did some videos that you can check out on YouTube.
Yeah, the videos are good.
Yeah, we did a decent job.
For how much of a crazy time it was, like
Yeah.
I think we did okay.
I mean, you got to understand, we're going back to back to back. Like, we're from one
No breaks.
appointment to the next appointment, and we didn't even get a chance. Normally, we have enough time during these things to kind of like hit up all the booths and chat to even people we don't have appointments with. This time,
Chatting online with babes.
yeah, we did. Yeah,
Well, we had that
Uncle
Puma
Rico.
event on Thursday, which took up most of the morning and afternoon.
yeah, which was incredible. thank you so much for those of you who showed up for the
Yeah.
event, because that was sick.
I mean, so I went on a run that morning with Taylor along the Lady Bird Trail.
Taylor Bodine, not Taylor Werner.
Right. Which, by the way, is the Lady Bird Trail not one of the best places to run ever?
I love it.
Like, where do you find that kind of thing in a city otherwise?
Like a dirt track.
Yeah, with like shade and trees, like along a river in a major city. I don't know.
And some tent city over there.
And, and a
Tent
bunch
city.
of campsites.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
Could have been influenced by the fact that it was like the best weather ever. It was like 55 degrees.
I mean, that's what it
perfect.
is. Every year we've gone. Did you not run last year when went, or the last time we went to Austin?
I didn't. I think I was like hungover the one night. I was also just like injured, and I don't know.
Yeah, because like I'm actually, I hate to say it, it's one of those things. You know how people always say, how do you not get bored of running around the harbor? And I'm like, well, I get all the seasons and all that stuff. The Lady Bird Trail to me is close to NCR Trail, which is a trail here that it runs along a river. It's got the thing. It's got the crush down. After a while, it's like I've enough.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah, for me, it's not my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, but I feel like we haven't, like this time I realized that you can cut back and forth easier than before. And, on the other side, it's like the boardwalk, which is really cool and nice. And I feel like you can turn it around, and then there's like figure eights you can do.
All right, I'll have to go with you next time.
All right. But anyway, so I went on a run with Taylor, and when I came back to the hotel, it was like 7:30, and because the event was at 8, so I had to change everything. And there was like a line of like 30 people outside the door. I was like, this.
Yeah, before it went off.
Weird. Yeah.
People were showing up at 7.
No, he said the tracks guy said somebody showed up at 5:30.
Shut up.
And I was like waiting. Yeah.
There's no way.
So
Whoever
because we
that
kind of had
person
like a
is-
first come first serve on the shoes.
Well, the day before, someone was like, "Hey, what time should I get there for the shoes?" I was, if you get there 15 minutes before, you'll be good.
I think we were out by then.
Yeah.
Spoiler, they weren't good.
We ran out of shoes. They were all gone. It was kind of, I felt bad because people were still in line when the shoes were done. But, that's the thing. I mean, you still got free shoes. And then we had the run, which was great. We had Taylor Werner, who I got a chance to run with, I'm a super fan of hers now, especially after the interview at lunchtime. She's super
awesome.
fun, like chill. She's got that vibe of, like, again, like a Molly who's like, I run, but let's have some fun.
Yeah,
it's not
great.
like all serious. And so I ran with her for most of the run, and that was great. But when we turned around and looked, and if you haven't seen our reel on Instagram, it looked like a real race was going off. There was that many people that it was just like deep.
There's probably like 125 people.
Yeah.
It's great. And then afterward, like Kafuzi came out too, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Some other people, and then we had.
Drew was there, and Tommy.
Yeah.
all of them.
They had
even Sam.
Oh, even Michael from Atreyu was there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had donuts from Voodoo Donuts, and they had striping like on the Spectra colorway.
It looked like the shoes. But let me ask you a question: could you eat a whole donut?
Could I eat a whole donut?
Yeah.
I mean, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I took like 2 bites. I was like, this thing it's like eating cake. It was so thick and so.
I thought you left out the word box.
Yeah,
Yes.
man. I was satisfied after like a couple bites, and
Yeah,
Taylor
they're
ended up
rich.
finishing mine. It was like
He had
such a
3 that
big-
day.
It was so dense.
I didn't have anything to eat that morning yet, so that probably helped after running and all. But well, they had this. They made like some huge ones that
Yeah.
had like Puma.
Did they have cream in them or something?
I think so.
Okay.
And one of the people there just like
Grabbed it.
grabbed it and took off. And
I would
was
say
like,
it was like a 10-inch donut.
yeah. And I was like, mad respect for that dude who just grabbed a huge ass donut off the table.
Nobody else was gonna take it.
No.
You're right, but I love that. Sometimes I love when people just take the initiative and
Yeah.
they're like, well,
Go
this
for
one's
it.
for me.
Yeah, you need a pizza cutter for that one. It was huge.
Dude, if he ate that in one shot, like
That would've
someone
been-
needs to go to his apartment.
That
knock
would
on the
we
door.
should have given out a pair of fast
No,
if you could finish.
we should have. If you picked that, you had to finish it there before you left.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been good. And you win a pair of fast stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was incredible. I really was on a high after that. And it just felt so good that many people showed up.
But then we had like 15 minutes to change.
Yeah.
Into our sweet mechanic onesies.
Yep.
Yep. Which and then headed back over, and that's when we interviewed. Did we have Saucony? And then and we were tired.
And then
No.
boom, soon as Saucony
was
was
done,
change again into our Puma tracksuits.
and then headed over to Bangers. And Bangers is such a cool venue. Like I loved it there.
It was a cool spot.
It was perfect.
And we went upstairs and we had our live podcast. Meg, what was your favorite part of that?
Of the live podcast or just the Bangers?
And you go for it.
I don't know. I mean, even just watching, like, we worked with a team called Tracks, and they helped us with like the setup and like making it all Puma branded, and just like watching the place go from being like Bangers to like a Puma event was super cool.
Yeah, there was like an inflatable finish line. There was flags everywhere.
It was nuts.
The Believe in the Run Puma backdrop was sick.
Yeah. And then I mean, meeting Amy Cragg obviously was like a dream.
How humble.
I know. You would think that she's, just one of us.
Yeah, it's just and super sweet. And then, so John Dressel, who for some reason we were calling Dressler. We know why.
Yeah, it was a valid reason.
Yeah, he was great. Both him and Taylor Werner are 5K runners. So
Specialists.
Right, and I'm like, that seems like the worst thing to have to do over and over because 5Ks are hard.
It's
But
the worst thing
that's
ever.
the long distance for track people.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So we'll see them move up. But they're out training in North Carolina. And if you missed that, just check out the podcast from last week.
Yeah. Man,
But-
we recorded it, and then like the next less
Day
than
it was
24 hours is out.
And it was sick. I mean, I just had a great time. It was so much fun having an audience there.
yeah.
So part of the thing that I missed, though, is like I say 5Ks suck. And it was meant in a joking way. If you watch the video, you'll probably get it. But you don't hear, because our microphones are so good, you don't hear anybody in the audience
Dead silence.
laughing. So it's like,
We need to put a laugh
Yeah,
track.
we should have had Nick on the laugh track.
because it was like, it was just to see John's face when I said 5Ks suck. And then everybody laughed. But it was fun. And really appreciate the Puma team for letting us do this. Hopefully we'll be doing more stuff in the future, but that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And doing it live.
We had pimento soft pretzels there. So shout out to Meaghan for picking that off the catering menu.
Yeah.
By the time-
that meant a lot.
By the time it was done, I didn't even really get to taste the food because I had to just jam some stuff in my mouth.
It was like
we're turning around.
It was like on your wedding day.
I was just thinking that, yeah. It was like a wedding where you have to make sure everything's good and then you like eat later.
Yeah, but you're drinking a little bit beforehand,
Yeah.
and then you're like,
Yeah.
I did also enjoy having a can of wine during our interview. I thought that was very fun.
That is
I think we should start doing that more
Can
often.
of wine. All
Yeah.
right.
Brandon.
Yeah. But yeah, that was cool. And I don't know, man. The whole thing, you get nervous about these events. Who's going to show up? Who's going to turn up? Is it going to go off as smoothly as you want? And I felt like the amount of people that was there was great. The interest in what we were doing was great. What Puma had to show us was fantastic. So
Yeah.
overall, it was amazing. And then we, like you said, like we were just it was like a wedding. We were done. We had to go back, switch back into
Do
the
more
mechanic
meetings.
suits. Yeah,
Fifth outfit change of the day.
yeah. I feel like we were on stage like Britney Spears or something. And then we got our stuff together and headed back and went to talk to A6.
Yep. And then that night we did the Brooks after party.
Wow.
But-
Did we do the Brooks after
I don't
party?
remember, where did we go for dinner before the Brooks?
Like an Irish pub.
Yeah.
Okay, that is it. Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
Which is very good.
Yeah,
And
fish
we
and chips.
argued over what were a kamikaze shot was,
Yeah.
and if they were blue or not.
Yeah, so if you're in the crowd and you want to leave a comment of are kamikaze shots blue or not, we'd love to hear your feedback.
Everyone knows except Brandon.
Brandon.
I know. I just want him to get pummeled some more.
So anyway, we went to the bar to see if we could get a kamikaze shot, and they didn't have the ingredients. So we settled with lemon drops.
Yep.
Which you don't know this, but remind me of the time that I puked out my stomach lining.
God.
So it was hard for me to get that down.
What was that? Hopefully not last week.
It was one of my friend's 21st birthdays.
Okay.
So
Several years ago.
Yeah, absolute citron with lots of sugar and lemon, and we drank probably a bottle each while we were out at a bar.
Dumb.
And
we've all been.
That was on top of other beverages, but it was his birthday, so everybody kept being like,
"Shot, drink alcoholic lemonade."
Yeah, and I ended up. I was like, "Why is there orange peels coming out?" And someone's like, "That's your stomach lining."
Oh my god.
So I said to you guys, I'm probably not going to do the Brooks party because we had a 6 a.m. flight, and you guys were talking about staying out until
all night
and just going to the airport. And I was like, this is a terrible idea. I'm never doing that. And then we got to the Brooks party, and it turns out Y'all Out Boy was the band. And
all right, you have to tell them the playlist.
I mean, it's all Blink-182,
My Chemical Romance, All American Rejects. It's all like early
90s or
early
2000s.
2000s.
Yeah. Emo, pop punk.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Was so good.
Have you ever seen Meaghan in that good of a mood?
Nope. And it was my favorite thing ever.
I know. Was it amazing? It was like teenage Meaghan running around.
I basically reverted back to like high school years.
My voice was hoarse for at least 3 days.
My throat was sore, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, screaming.
Yeah. And I mean, who was at the party? We had Dez. We had, who else was there?
Alexi Papa, Noah Droddy.
Anyone at the running event was at this party.
Yeah. And even other brands. It's kind of crazy because, it's Brooks' party, but like all the brands are there. Everybody, it's not like just Brooks people.
Everyone's hanging out. It was when Mr. Brightside came on, I definitely lost my mind.
Yeah.
I was down in the crowd.
It was like, there was some shenanigans going on.
I think we each had probably 47 White Claws.
Yeah, I got shamed into drinking a Lone Star at one point, so I drank a Lone Star, and then I went right back to the Celtic.
So then the Brooks person kind of cornered me, or I don't know if you passed.
No, she got me. I handed her off to you.
Yeah, but then she cornered me. She's like, "Hey, let's come over here," and I'm already like several deep at this point, and then she's like, "Yeah, let's go get a margarita." Sounds great.
Oh, did you actually?
Yeah, which was delicious.
Okay, yeah.
And so
because I was wondering where you said you had a margarita. I was like, there was no margaritas, hey.
Yeah, I mean, you could have got one.
Oh, wow.
And so we sat down, and I just ripped into Brooks, and I was like,
yeah,
she wanted my honest thoughts, and
I didn't have. She was actually quite lovely.
Oh, she was awesome.
And when I say handed off, it wasn't hand off, but like her and I talked for probably 20 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then you came over. I was like, hey, this is Robbie, and then you guys started talking, so I went over to Dancing Meaghan.
I don't want to say I ripped into Brooks, but okay, I did. I gave her my honest thoughts.
Wait, honest thoughts with several White Claws.
That's going to be very honest thoughts.
Yeah, you had at least one Guinness with dinner.
Yeah, I think I only had one drink at dinner though. Yeah,
we also had a shot.
Wait, okay. one. Well, the lemon drop shot. Okay, so if we're talking the day, we had some drinks at Puma at the lunch. Yeah. Drinks at dinner.
This sounds so bad. I don't know what I...
We also went to a bar before dinner.
Right. And then we hit... Yeah, we did.
It's all on an even keel, though.
And then we...
Honestly, I'm amazed that we made it to the airport. Like, I'm shocked.
Okay, we drank a lot. Fair enough. But
what I'm saying is, like, when you say you may have ripped into it, if you remember ripping into it, it must have been epic.
Yeah, I mean, there was... She respected it. Like, it was cool. Like, I mean, you want me to be honest? I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And it was,
I mean,
it's whatever.
It's also only our opinion. And we have a certain thing that we like out of running and running shoes. And there's a giant population that loves running happy. And
okay, you don't have to justify the Brooks range of shoes. But I agree with you. There's a place. Anyways. We all hung out. It was fun. We stayed there till 2:00.
Yeah, we basically closed it down. And then Robbie and Brandon decided they were going to do a half-mile sprint home.
Don't know why I did.
I was like, that was ridiculous. And he was wearing Deckers.
Yeah, Deckers Lab.
The worst shit.
Sprinting down 6th Street in Austin. Cops probably thought we were just stole something.
Yeah. And by the way, when we were walking out of there, and it was 2-something in the morning, and I'm looking at the people that were out there. I felt like you remember in that scene in Total Recall, where on there and that on Mars, and there's like that junkie people and the, like,
dude, it's.
I was like, this reminds me of that.
There's definitely some like Bourbon Street vibes, like on 6th Street.
There was some. If my daughter went out dressed like that, I'd have to yank her home.
Yeah,
kind of outfits going on.
Yeah. Anyways, so I didn't throw up, but Brandon did.
Yeah. Well, I think overall, Brandon probably was he once a day the entire trip.
He's what?
Was he did he do it once a day the entire trip?
Oh, I don't. Did he?
I don't know. Brandon, did you throw up more than once in Austin?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
okay.
the one time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we, but we ended up going to this place called P. Terry's because Jared like looked up all the like delicious, not good food for you restaurants, and it's like this burger joint. It was worth it.
I went upstairs with Meaghan. I was like, I'm wearing the clothes I'm wearing are the clothes I'm going on the plane in. I put my head down for an hour.
Okay.
And
it felt like 30 seconds.
Yeah, it literally felt like I closed my eyes and opened them again, and we're done. We come downstairs, and Robbe, Brandon, Jared, it looked like a bomb went off in the lobby out front of the sidewalk of the Hyatt.
It was just like bodies and bags.
They're just
everywhere.
laying on the ground. Like, it's like, but you know,
I'm really
it's
upset
weird.
I didn't photograph that.
I gave up.
In Austin, though, that's kind of like a regular look.
We fit right in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. So technically, I didn't stay up one night. I took like a 20-minute nap.
Yeah. And we did an hour. Meaghan was all mad at you when you called, and she's like, I have an alarm set.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I thought didn't you say we had to be down at 4?
No, I said let's all set our alarms for 4, and then we'll like meet at like 4:15, 4:30. And you guys were down there at 4, and I was like, well, I guess they're ready to go.
Oh,
so we hustled up.
I thought I was a hero for waking you up.
We were awake.
Angry hero.
I thought I had one on Meg. Like, oh man, like Meg overslept. I like woke her up.
No, we were packing.
And I just thought it was her alarm, so every time it started ringing, I was like, turn it off. Turn that off.
Oh, I was so wrecked though. I did sleep on the way home, but
yeah. It was, you know that feeling where your whole body's hot and your ears are even hotter?
Oh yeah, I do know that feeling. That is the worst.
That was my entire flight back to Baltimore.
Oh man, I know that. And you're like dirty too.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. Like, I was like trying to get, like, I was listening to meditation. I was like
worthless,
just trying to chill, and nothing was gonna work. So I was like, when we got home, I showered, and I just got into bed and just tried to chill for a little bit. But definitely check out the YouTube and the gram, where we have pictures and posts of stuff. And we'll just keep rolling stuff out. We got tons of content.